what, 10 minutes? Half an hour? Couple years? So let's go back to the original one. That everything blew up and everything eventually became itself. So this is from Maria. It's after Stephen Hawking, and it's called The Singularity. Do you sometimes want to wake up to the singularity we once were? So compact, nobody needed a bed, or food, or money. Nobody hiding in the school bathroom, or home alone, pulling open the drawer where the pills are kept. For every atom belonging to me and good belongs to you. Remember, there was no nature, no them, no tests to determine if the elephant grieves her calf or if the coral reef feels pain. Trashed oceans don't speak English or Farsi or French. Would that we could wake up to what we were when we were ocean. And before that, to when sky was earth and animal was energy and rock was liquid and stars were space and space was not at all, nothing. Before we came to believe humans were so important, before this awful loneliness. Can molecules recall it, what once was, before anything happened? No I, no we, no one, no was, no verb, no noun, only a tiny, tiny, tiny dot brimming with is, all, everything, home. And then I'm just going to end with a poem called Hymn, and I really thank the musicians again because song creates something that nothing else can. Music creates something that nothing else can. And I'm going to ask everybody in this audience, if you can, to begin to imagine the future that we think is impossible. To begin to imagine, really imagine, to picture what we want to happen. I don't mean just politically, of course start there, but I mean exuberantly, extravagantly, to really imagine it. William Blake, who is already with us in this garden, said, what is now proved was once only imagined. And we have imagined the end of the world so many times in every film, most American film. We've seen New York destroyed over and over and over again. You know, Lady Liberty, like drowning. You know, we've seen all this. What if we imagined something else? We really did. And if we don't imagine, I don't know who will, right? So I really believe it's our moral responsibility to begin to act foolishly and to imagine what could happen. And in that spirit, I'm going to read this poem, Hymn. And I thank you for your presence here and for your love of art and for things that don't make much money. Hymn. It be hymn like H-Y-M-N, like, you know, a sacred song. Like, it's never, you know, not that H-Y-M-N, hymn. It began as an almost inaudible hum, low and long for the solar winds in far dim galaxies. A hymn growing louder for the moon and the sun, a song without words for the snow falling, for snow, conceiving rain, the rivers rushing without shame, the hum turning again higher into a rift of ridges, peaks hard as consonants, summits and praise for the rocky faults and crust and crevices, then down to the roots and rocks and burrows, the lake's skittery surfaces, wells, oceans, breaking waves, the salt deep, the warm bodies moving within it, the cold deep, the deep underneath gleaming. Some of us rising as the planet turned into dawn, some lying down as it turned into dark. As each of us rested, another woke, standing among the cast-off cartons and automobiles. We left the factories and stood in the parking lots, left the subways and stood on the sidewalks, and the bright offices, and the cluttered yards, and the farmed fields, and the mud of the shanty towns, breaking into harmonies we'd not known possible, finding the chords as we found our true place, singing in a million keys the human hymn of praise for every something else there is and ever was and will be, the song growing louder